Now, our big story from Friday still has a lot of people talking. Last week, Kristen Severance reported that in Oregon, dying from COVID and dying with COVID is counted as the same thing. Today, she's focusing on Washington and why it no longer counts that way.
We got a ton of Hey Dan questions after my investigation Friday into how Oregon tracks and reports COVID-19 deaths. So in Oregon, no matter what you die from, if you have COVID-19, that is reported as a COVID-19 death. For example, alcohol poisoning, car crash, or a gunshot wound. If that person had COVID, it's marked as a COVID-19 death. Now, according to the state, they do this for several reasons, including to track the spread of the virus. A lot of you asked me on Twitter, how do other states track this information? Well, in Washington state, I learned they used to report the deaths like Oregon until the end of June when they realized that some deaths were being counted that shouldn't have. So they changed their system to remove the deaths that were not caused by COVID, including 3 homicides, 2 suicides, and 2 overdose deaths. They told me they did this to be as accurate as possible, and they will continue to remove deaths that should not be listed as a COVID-19 death. Washington has nearly 1,700 deaths. Oregon has less than 400. Now, in Oregon, they have no plans to change what they're doing. They told me on Friday, they told me on Monday. The OHA spokesperson told me, quote, "In public health, we are looking at health data at the population level, so we must have a simple, objective approach to classifying deaths, and we follow national infectious disease reporting standards in doing so. We know that there may be the occasional misclassification, but we have chosen our definition to minimize this and come up with reliable numbers." Other states like Colorado also used to report COVID deaths the way Oregon does. But after public outrage, when a person who died of alcohol poisoning but was marked as a COVID-19 death, the state changed their system in one day. We will keep you posted on this story. You can watch the entire investigation right now on KGW.com or on Dan's Facebook page. And as always, if you have questions, if you have comments, let us know by using the hashtag HeyDan.